Hey, this is James, and today we're going to view a simple example of how to create a web app and integrate it to something, say, a Google site. This is going to showcase how to use the Google Workspace to build web apps for your teams, internal toys or tools, and they'll be able to do client-side, server-side references to things such as Google Sheets, Google Docs, or just plain JavaScript if you just need it on the web app itself. All right, so under script.google.com, I'm going to create a new project, and I'm going to call it My First Web App, just as an example. And I'm going to create a file, and it's going to be the little plus button here, and it's going to be HTML, and I'll just call it index. You can call it whatever you want. All right, so it's going to generate your boilerplate HTML, and I'm going to add a header. Call it, hey, this is James. Close that and save it. Go back to the code and delete this function here, and I'm going to create a function called doGet. All right, so using the class under the Google Workspace Developer site, I have the class HTML output. All I need to do is return it. So I'm going to do return HTML service dot create HTML output from file and point to the index. Then I'm going to go ahead and save that. So now to actually create the web app, if I go under deploy, I can hit new deployment, select my type, which is web app. It doesn't have to be a description. And normally you'll execute as you in case, say, you have a function pointing to a Google Sheet that only you own. It's going to use your credentials instead, so it won't ask the user for permissions. Who has access to it? You can have yourself, anyone with a Google account, or anyone else without a Google account. But for now, I'm just going to do only myself, and I'll hit deploy. So once it's deployed, it's going to give you a production link. And if I click here, I can view, it says, hey, this is James. But if I want to make any edits without deploying into production, I can go under deploy and test deployments, and it'll also give you a /dev link, if you'll notice right here versus right here. So if I make any updates to the dev, or make any updates before deploying again, such as, hey, this is james.com, under another header, save it, I can view my production one. If I hit F5 or refresh, there's nothing under here. But if I refresh the dev, there's hey, this is james.com as a secondary header. All right. And in order to publish it again to the production link, all you have to do is go to deploy, manage your deployments, and edit here. Here's the untitled active. So if I click that, drop down the version and hit a new version, this way you can always revert back if you need to. I can hit deploy. So I have my new version updated, and under my production link, I can hit F5, and hey, this is james.com is there. And with this link, you can also say go to a Google site and embed it, and just paste the URL, and you can see that your site now has your web app. You can add buttons or anything else you'd like, or just whatever JavaScript code you'd want as well. And you can take a deeper dive as well under the Google Developer Workspace to do things such as run scripts that connect to your Google Sheets or Docs. And that's the basics of using your first web app.